Welcome to this experience report and long-term review of the Xiaomi 14. Yes, I'm doing long-term reviews now. I'm doing reviews of smartphones, and I will put a ranking system just like I did for my camera comparisons and camera reviews now into place also for those long-term reviews and experience reports. And the first device I will start this experience report is the Xiaomi 14 that I have here in my hands. So let's get started. Xiaomi 14 and my experience report or review, long-term review. It's called because I'm using this as a daily driver now for more than 2 months. Actually, I planned to do this only for 1 month, but it was so good, this experience with the Xiaomi 14, that I just extended it to 2 months, and now we have almost 3 months, and I really have to now get this report out. Otherwise, I have to change a lot in the report, maybe with software updates there. But of course, I wanted to also wait a little bit for the software to mature a little bit, especially when it comes to the camera department, because this, is the one that I'm looking forward to mostly. But yeah, if you are interested in the specs and so on, I have, I think, the first look and unboxing of this device, or you can read the spec sheet somewhere else. It's not about the spec sheet, it's about my experience with this device here, and I have a very good and pleasant experience. It's a very compact device, as you can see here already from the display. 6.36 inch, I think, is the display size there, but it's very, very compact in your hands, and I have the feeling if I have it in my hand, it's very solidly, it never fell down and will never fall down, hopefully. And I have the feeling that I can reach everything of the display because it's so small in comparison to like a 6.7 inch size display or something like this. I'm using the Xiaomi 14, like I said, as my daily device. I had my daily driver, the Huawei Mate X3, which is a foldable device. It's quite a bit larger there. And yeah, here I always had the feeling like problems like reaching certain things. So I like this more compact kind of form factor on the Xiaomi 14 for sure. Where it's like not too cramped, not too small, because some phones like with the 6-inch very long kind of 21:9 aspect ratio Xperia, for example, sometimes I feel like missing out a little bit and want to have a larger screen there. But this here is like, barely, it's fitting. It's not too small. Everything is nice, readable, visible. No issues there when it comes to this. It's a perfect screen size, I would say, to fit everything in that I need. So screen size and haptic size, very nice. You can see I have like this default case that it came with. Some say it's very cheap. I like this case actually. Yeah, it is cheap. But it's a very good case because it gives you so much grip, and it's one thing that really makes this device stand out in terms of if I hold it in my hand. It feels so nice in my hand holding it. In comparison, for example, to the far more expensive Xiaomi 14 Ultra case, not Ultra case, but the Xiaomi 14 Ultra here that has like this plastic case that's very, very slippery and slips out of my hand very easily. So this case is definitely something that I kept on and I really, really liked on this device, and that helped with the grip and the in-hand feel there. And yeah, this is one very important factor there, of course, this grip and the feeling in your hand. How does it feel in your hand? And this is, I think, what they nailed. Together with the build quality, I like the camera bump there being, for the first time, consistent with the camera system. So it looks very similar to the Xiaomi 13. But being like a flat design with the flat edges as well, not so much rounded edges there. It also gives it a little bit more to grip to, which is also quite nice, without being like too harsh when it comes to the edges there down at the bottom when you're holding it in your hand. And yeah, this is what they nailed with this device for sure. The very good in-hand feeling. And this in-hand feeling is then, of course, also elevated by the software and hardware combined here, especially the haptic motor that is in here. It's an X-axis motor. They improved it in comparison to the predecessor, the Xiaomi 13 or 13 Pro for sure, and made it one of the best haptic motors I ever had, together with the software that is like doing so great. Like, if you have like all the ringtones turned off, for example, you still have the haptics that remind you every step you do that you did something. And this is so well done with the software there, so that when I go into a list, for example, I can blindly tell you now I reached the end of the list, because I have a little bit of hump or thump that I noticed, okay, I reached the end of the list. If I scroll down, I noticed I reached the end of the list, so I'm at the top right now. So this is very, very nicely done on this Xiaomi device. The haptic engine is very, very nice, together with also the software that has optimized. They nailed it. This is 5 out of 5. It's perfect. Haptics on this with the vibration motor, it's perfect. I did never felt anything better. Not the Pixel 8 Pro, nor the Samsung Galaxy or any other device nailed it so well as Xiaomi did it, especially with this device. If I compare it even with the bigger brother, the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, might be the case that is like not making it so harsh here, but it feels a bit more harsher here on the 14 Ultra when it comes to the haptics. A little bit more, power and juice on the 14 Ultra that you don't have so much on the 14. So it has the right amount of haptics there, perfect haptics there on the Xiaomi 14. What I really like as well, like I said, I will not talk a little bit about the performance and so on. Performance, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. What can you complain? Performance is great. RAM management is great. Everything is great. There were a little bit of nitpicks here and there with the CPU temperature or socket temperature that you can achieve if you like running multiple benchmarks. And sometimes it gets a bit warm also in my pocket for some reason. But it's not like every day-to-day usage. Fine. It's not perfect, but it's very, very good. What I really like, I'm talking about stuff that usually other people don't talk so much, is if I have the default case that I have here, I can charge wirelessly my Huawei Watch, for example, that has wireless charging without any issues. Before I used the Mate X3 that also has problems with its official case when it comes to wireless charging watches or headphones or such thing. I used the Sony Xperia 1 Mark V, and this here, for the life of it, even with the default case on, it cannot charge reverse wirelessly charge anything with the case on. I have to take the case off, and then it can reverse wirelessly charge stuff. And it's very, very useful sometimes. I went out one day and had my headphones completely empty. And then I tried the Vivo X100 Pro with a third-party case. It, for a split second, was charging the case and then stopped charging because probably the problem with the case or something like this. And I just tried it with the Xiaomi and with the default case, and it's working perfectly. It charged like up to 30% in a few minutes, and I could use the headphones then to listen to a podcast or call someone with the headphones on. Very, very nicely done. I really like this, and one of the positive sides of the Xiaomi 14 as well. Good compact handling. I told you already about this is something that I really, really like. And together with the very fluid and good animations on the system, you have like a very good feeling with the device. The software feels very, very fluid. I know Xiaomi is not known for the best software, but with HarmonyOS in this Chinese version that I have here, this might be also very important to say because it's the Chinese version. I got it early before the global version even arrived. It is near perfect. It's not 100% there yet, but it's very, very good. It's very good. The fluid animations, the RAM management, everything is very, very fast on this device in terms of software. The only nitpicks that I have, a little bit of bloatware. So, of course, this is a Chinese device, but even the Chinese device, even if I don't use these Chinese apps, but some of them are just, I would consider bloatware. Even Chinese people would consider bloatware on this device. So this is something that I also don't like so much. I have no ads on this device. So by default, I know some global devices, especially the lower end priced versions of Xiaomi or Redmi or Poco phones, have some advertisements that are really annoying. And I would hate the hell out of it. I was like expecting some applications to nag a little bit more, that they want to have like a shortcut on the home screen, but they only nagged me like once or twice and then they stopped, which is fine. I can live with this. If the cleaner application asked me after like the first or second cleaning, do you want a shortcut to reach the cleaner application a little bit easier? Yeah, if I press cancel 2 times, then it doesn't lag anymore, then I'm fine with it. So no issues there with this. So software experience is solid here. There are certain things that I really also like about HyperOS actually, that's on there. For example, if I go into a share menu, you can see I don't have like a full-blown share menu that again, I just have the list there. It's like very iOS-y. Yes, it has lots of inspiration taken from iOS, lots of inspiration taken from other devices there as well. And but this one is saving the last couple of services that I used here for sharing, which is very, very nice. So I have my WeChat here. If I'm sharing lots of pictures of my dog or daughter via WeChat to people, or Telegram, or upload it to Nextcloud, this is like here on the front now, the icons. Very, very nice done, and I like it very much. Another thing that I noticed is the messaging app, for example, the default messaging app. And yeah, the default messaging app has a feature that I didn't see on other devices yet, is when you are sending SMS or messages. I'm not sure if it's SMS or a chat message, like using RCS. I don't know. Usually I would think if it writes text message, it's an SMS, and if it writes or chat message, it would be an RCS, but I didn't see RCS yet, so I think it is only SMS. It gives me a confirmation that the recipient gets the email, so it received the email, the SMS. Something I never saw on my HarmonyOS devices, so the Mate X3, for example, that I used as a predecessor. They're also not on my Sony Xperia devices. They're also used as a daily driver. So this is something that I noticed, which is, I think, very nice. Quick biometrics as well, like very, very nicely done, like unlocking the device with your face or with your thumb. No issues there at all with this one. I like it very much. The cameras are pretty good, I have to say. You saw my camera reviews if you're interested in the cameras and camera comparisons with this device. I like the cameras. They're pretty good. They are in the top 10, I think, for sure, when it comes to my camera ranking currently. And I like it very, very much for taking quick snapshots and so on. They're very good. They are definitely better, the camera system overall, than the Mate X3 for sure, and also than the Xperia 1 Mark V. So yeah, I like this camera system together in this like very compact kind of form, together with a good battery life. I can get through the day for sure, and can most of the time also get through a second day, which is also very, very nice. Only nitpicks I have is like the copy dialog in the file manager. So we have a file manager here. It doesn't save the last location where you copy things to. Especially useful when I'm like plugging in stuff here, like via an external SSD, want to copy images and photos over. I usually go into the images folder there. I can choose the images that I want to copy over, then click copy, go through my folder structure of my external SSD, and then just paste it in there. But if I go back then and choose video, I want to copy the video to the same location, I have to go through the same kind of folder structure again. It's not like jumping directly back to the last position I copied stuff to, which the Mate X3 did for me. And the Vivo X100 Pro, I can spoil already, has already a list available of the last 4 or 5 locations you jumped to for copying stuff to, which is easily selectable, and then you have save a little bit of this kind of thing that is pretty annoying if you do this very often, which I do for camera comparisons, of course. Then external mics are still a problem with the camera applications mostly, but not only the camera application, also the note-taking application, the voice application, voice memo application has this issue that it is not recording very nicely. This is now voice recording using my external mic, the same mic that you will hear also that I used during recording of the Vivo X100 Pro. But it sounds completely off. It sounds completely compressed, completely bad, and like a heavy noise filter or voice filter or wind filter enabled all the time. And this is very annoying, not only for recording via this voice recording application or the video application, but also if you have an external mic connected, if you want to do a video chat or something like this, it sounds very, very bad. The mail application has some issues with my email provider. I know the email provider has some issues also with my desktop, some of the desktop applications, so it's not the best email provider there for sure. I'm pretty sure it's the email provider's issue there, but it is loading forever sometimes emails here, which is a bit of an annoying thing, even very, very small emails. And I don't have it on my Huawei device with the same provider there, same access method, so IMAP that I've used there, something to keep in mind. I know on the global version there's no Xiaomi email application probably, so you can use just K9 Mail or something like this. K9 Mail, I think it's called in English. And yeah, other nitpick I have is portraits with this device. Yes, they updated it a lot. We now have, like on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, we have the master portrait mode and Leica portrait mode, and I like the master portrait mode a little bit better, which is adding a little bit of sharpening to the face. Yes, it's a bit of artificial sharpening, but it's not so soft as the Leica portrait mode that you don't have any ability to crop in because it just looks out of focus or not really sharp. So if you want to crop in, which I sometimes like to do on my portraits, I have now the master mode there, but it is still not on the same way as the Vivo X100 Pro, the Oppo Find X7 Ultra, or even the Mate X3 for that matter. So portraits are a bit weak there, a bit softer, but they give you, with the Leica mode especially, a little bit of more of character there for sure on the Xiaomi 14. So this is my experience report. You will see the full list here of all the I will shortly go through it, I think, through all the categories, like the performance that I told you about. It's very good, but it's not perfect. Battery life, which is very good, but it's not perfect. Could be a little bit better there as well. Display, which is very good, but it's not perfect. And basically everything is very good on this device, but not perfect yet. The software experience being also very good. I like it very much, but it has some issues there still with the bloatware, and updates are sometimes like they forgot about the device for 1 month or so and didn't update it at all in terms of security updates, for example, which is like a huge issue. The storage is okay, but not the fast. It could be a bit better. I would like to have extendable storage there. I know expandability is not like the best there. Audio performance is nice, apart from the mic issue that I talked to you about. And connectivity is very important here. Very, very good. It's nearly perfect in terms of connectivity there. Especially Wi-Fi speeds are very nice. Bluetooth is 5 out of 5 points already, I can tell you. Cellular is a little bit weaker, because the perfect one, I really have to say, is still Huawei devices. For some reason, Wi-Fi and cellular performance is a bit ahead of the Xiaomi still, but Xiaomi is very, very close to being perfect there, and connectivity-wise, they're very, very good. Very, almost perfect there. So that's it for my short little review of the Xiaomi 14, long-term review actually, and yeah, experience report, I like to tell it. And I will be switching now from this device to the Vivo X100 Pro. We'll also try to use it for 1 month at least, maybe it will be also 2 months or something like this, to get the next experience report, long-term review out there for you. I will have a ranking list there as well, where I also ranked the Mate X3 already. I will probably update also this with the Xperia 1 Mark V at one point, but I still have to do the evaluation phase there, think about all the stuff that I wrote down and that noticed from using it previously. But when you compare in my ranking list the Xiaomi 14 to the Mate X3, the Xiaomi 14 is the better device than the Mate X3. Not only for me, but objectively, it is the better device with the faster processor and better camera system for sure. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have some suggestions, some questions, ask them in the comments. Until the next time, bye.